So, Ginger,
Yeah?
you know how we wanted to start a podcast, but we were having trouble coming up with a topic?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my pitch. The topic of the podcast is us trying to come up with the topic for the podcast.
What? Like we pitch each other podcast ideas and that's the podcast?
Yeah, exactly. We could call it, What Should Our Podcast Be About?
Miles, that's really stupid. Let's do it.
What should this song be about? I'm trying to figure it out. What should this song be about? Could you perhaps help me out? I've had a moment of doubt. What should this song be about? Welcome to What Should Our Podcast Be About? The podcast where we try to figure out what this podcast that you're listening to right now should be about. I'm Miles Grover.
And I'm Ginger Barb.
This is our 69th episode. Woohoo! Nice. I should say, I believe Sarah has won the episode again. She has not requested a song or a drawing, though.
Oh.
So we'll just say congratulations again to Sarah for winning whatever episode that was. And
Congratulations, Sarah.
You are the winner.
Again. You're the best.
And let's get into the podcast episode. So this is episode 69. I'm figuring we probably want to do a kind of a sex-themed episode.
Yeah. I do have one idea that I came up with before I realized it was our 69th episode.
Okay.
And I think I'll just mention it because I don't think we'll talk about it very long.
Okay.
But a podcast where we just review French fries.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are a lot of different kinds of French fries.
Yeah. We go to places and test their fries.
Mm-hmm.
We can also test store-bought fries.
Right.
Mainly, this is just an excuse for me to eat French fries.
Eat more French fries. Sure.
Not that I needed one.
Yeah. Okay. That's not a terrible idea. What's your favorite, fry in general?
I mean, I do love a McDonald's fry.
They're pretty good fries.
And we're not currently eating them because we're trying not to go to McDonald's.
Yeah, for a variety of reasons.
Yeah. The main one being Palestine.
Including Israel, support of Israel.
Yeah.
I would say...
Rather don't support Israel.
Well, because they do.
Yeah.
Israel,
I just don't want you to get clipped out of context.
Right. My favorite used to be Wendy's fries. They used to have a particular distinct flavor that no other fries at fast food had. And they changed the recipe a couple times since then, and they're not as good anymore. They're all right, but...
Yeah, I feel like when I was a kid, Wendy's fries were better.
Yeah.
Burger King fries aren't bad either.
They're all right. They're really crispy.
Yeah.
I think my favorite fries right now, though, are Shake Shack, because they got the crinkle fries.
Yeah.
And the cheese, the dip them in.
The cheese is pretty good. I feel like, you know what I do love? If we're talking like cheese fries, I do love some Nathan's fries with cheese on top.
cheese being a generous way to describe whatever that stuff is.
But whatever cheese topping they use just goes perfectly with their fries. And their fries tend to be crunchy on the outside and perfectly soft in the middle. And I don't usually love crinkle fries, but those ones are...
Right, they have crinkle fries too.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. I feel like crinkle fries aren't necessarily the best fries overall, but they're the best... They're the hardest fry to screw up, I feel like.
Is that true? See, I feel like I have an aversion to crinkle fries because they were always crinkle fries in the cafeteria that just were undercooked and just soft. A soft, soggy fry. It almost was who soaked these fries in water before they cooked them?
Well,
they were not good.
I feel like crinkle fries are less likely to be soggy, which is one of the worst kind of fries for sure.
The crinkle fries at my school were constantly soggy.
Well, I mean, obviously if you just undercook them totally, but there's more surface area on them, so I feel like they're easier to cook. They do get overcooked sometimes, I feel like, but I feel like they're more likely to get overcooked than undercooked. Obviously, you can undercook anything.
Yeah, it's just interesting that you say that they're least likely to get soggy because I've always felt like they were the most likely to be soggy, but maybe that's just because I always had soggy ones in my school cafeteria.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many places that we've ordered food from that sent fries, just regular kind of restaurants, and they're always soggy pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, part of that is a travel issue too.
Well, sure, but crinkle fries don't have that issue as much.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, okay, there could be something there, I guess.
I mean, clearly we have a lot to debate.
We have opinions. We like to eat fries.
Strong French fry opinions.
Rory likes fries.
Loves French fries.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't care if they're cold and soggy.
Yeah.
Either. Like,
Yeah,
I made him some for lunch and they sat there for like a couple hours, ice cold. He was still munching them down.
Yeah. And sometimes he stuck one of them in my mouth.
Yeah.
It was not very good.
Oh, this morning he found an old fruit snack on the carpet and came over and tried to stick it in my mouth. And I was like,
Nice.
nope, don't want that.
No thanks, buddy. Okay.
So, yeah.
So fries. Is there a way to do fries but sexual? Sexual. That's the right way to say that word.
Maybe a podcast where we sensually feed one another fries.
Yeah. Okay. Eat fries
that
off
anything?
each other's stomachs or something.
And just describe it.
Yeah, I don't think that's anything.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do that, and I also don't think it's anything.
I don't feel like I feel like there are foods that lend themselves to sexual acts. I don't think French fries are one of them.
I feel like you kind of need a sweet food for a sensual.
Or or something you can lick off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
a whipped cream,
yeah.
which is typically kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Or like chocolate sauce or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you ever put like a hamburger on someone, right? Or like, I don't know, soup. Or
well, I
goulash
certainly
or something. Well, yeah, but like.
Well, yeah, you generally want to stay away from hot things.
But I'm still saying like savory stuff.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like lick salt off something.
I want to
like
lick
a
some
margarita.
gravy off you.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nobody wants
fair
that.
point.
Yeah. Maybe it's because your body's already kind of salty, so you don't want to add more salt or something.
You want to do the like salty sweet thing.
Or maybe it's just maybe sex is like a sweet thing, not a savory thing.
Yeah.
So speaking of sex, that's this episode, I guess, episode 69. I have some pretty bad ideas, but I guess we'll talk about them and see where we get to.
Okay.
My first one is we review porn plots. So we like watch porn movies with plots and then criticize them as if they're like regular movies. But like this plot doesn't make any sense.
Like Game of Bones.
Probably.
I think. Is that one?
Probably.
Probably is.
I feel like there's
probably quite a few Game of Thrones ones.
Probably. I feel like there was one we saw we saw the cover or something. It was like Doctor Whore. Like it was Doctor Who, but like something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would especially be fun to watch like parody ones.
Yeah, yeah. I saw a Star Trek one time.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah,
it was stupid, but the idea is like
I feel like I've seen a couple Star Trek ones.
Yeah, okay. But the idea is we would be like, how did they transport that dildo from that planet that quickly or what, whatever stupid plot things happen.
The ship totally would have crashed.
While everyone was boning.
While everyone was boning.
Yeah. They were boning right on the console. That would have shot off a bunch of torpedoes or something. Photon torpedoes. I don't know how we really do that.
I don't know how we could talk about that one this time.
Right.
Unless we like stop and go watch a porn.
Right. And also, I don't think most porns really have any kind of plot anymore. So we'd have to do a little digging to find the ones that have plots. So we'd have to watch like
old ones.
Vintage porn. Yeah.
Like Through the Green Door.
Yeah. I've not seen that. I just know of it from...
Yeah, I know.
A reference in...
I feel like I've seen parts of
Kentucky Fried Movie.
Maybe I've seen Through the Green Door.
Is it Beyond the Green Door?
Beyond the Green Door. That might be... I don't remember.
Anyway, so porn movies, we would have to find ones with plots. And it would also probably be real boring because there's a reason they stopped putting plots in porn movies, right?
That's true.
There are some like recent ones that have plots where it's like, my maid was doing the laundry and got stuck in the washing machine and bent over, and so I boned her while she was stuck.
I mean, I feel like
stupid stuff like that.
I feel like it's not so much a plot most of the time as like a setup.
Like a scenario more than a plot. Yeah. Or like, we're at a party and we're boning over behind a counter so nobody can tell somehow.
Yeah.
Even though the girl's like moaning or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that would be hard to like expand upon.
For this
episode.
Yeah. Do you have any other ideas?
Yes.
Non-fry ideas?
Non-French fry related. So we could do we just do a 1969 podcast.
Okay.
We just talk about things from 1969.
Anything
Anything that's related
Moon landing?
to 1969 or happened in 1969. We can talk about people that were born in 1969. It just has to relate to 1969
Okay.
in some capacity.
Okay, so this is 69 related, not super sex related.
Right.
Which is fine.
I mean, it could be sex related. I'm sure people had sex
People
in 1969.
did sometimes have sex.
There was probably some pornos in 1969.
Oh, I'm sure. I believe the moon landing was in 1969, right?
Yeah. Maybe there's a porn parody of that.
Of the moon landing. It's like a butt landing on a big butt or something.
No, they land on the moon and then they meet some sexy aliens and they all
probably.
do it
In low gravity.
in low gravity.
That would be cool, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would shoot that, but do you think somebody will shoot a porno on the moon at some point? They'll have to get a lot cheaper and easier to get up there, but I bet somebody will.
It's not something I've ever thought about.
No, I never
so
thought
I
about
don't
it
know if I
before.
have an opinion.
But like, I feel like if there's a will, there's a way.
I mean,
Or there's a way, there's a will.
I feel like just
this
shooting
case.
any kind of movie on the moon would be difficult.
Well, they filmed the moon landing stuff, right?
Well, yeah. But like that's just a like shitty recording, right? Like not
Well, it was
like a movie production.
it was a 1969 camera, right?
Yeah.
But even with that tech, they were able to do it.
Yeah. But I mean, like movies generally, like,
You need lighting and all this stuff.
yeah, like it's a lot of stuff to bring to space.
Yeah. So it'll have to get a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Or it'll have to be a very low budget kind of
Yeah,
thing. I
low
guess.
budget film.
Well, it'll still be high budget, but the film part will be low budget.
Yeah, it'll be very high budget,
Yeah.
actually. You got to fly all those actors to space.
Right. All the actors, all the cameras, all the whatever. But I mean, you could probably film a serviceable porno on the moon with a good phone, like a good iPhone camera or a good Android phone camera and some lighting.
I mean, you have to wear a spacesuit.
Well,
How are you going to fuck?
it would have to be inside,
Okay.
like the moon lander or something, I guess.
Okay.
Because, yeah, how would you do it? Unless you had a big spacesuit. But then how would you see what was going on? You need a big, clear, big, transparent spacesuit. Okay, probably be easier just to fake this on Earth.
Yeah. Yeah. You just say this porno was filmed on the moon.
You could do it how they typically film like low gravity stuff on Earth, which is, I think, in an airplane that's like in free fall or whatever, right?
Oh, is that what they do?
I think so. But you need low gravity, not no gravity. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess you could just put people on wires and kind of bounce them around.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure there's a way
Yeah.
to do it that we don't know about.
It would still be lower budget than actually going to the moon.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying at some point it will be like economical to go to the moon. And at some point, I think there'll be moon pornos.
You heard it here first. Miles predicted
predict-
it. Miles predicted it.
I predict there will be moon pornos someday.
Will we be alive to see them? Who knows?
Yeah.
That leads into my next idea, which
Okay.
is a prediction podcast where we just talk about what we think is going to come to pass in 2069.
Okay.
And will we be
by-
alive in 2069? I don't know.
By 2069 or exactly in 2069?
By 2069.
Okay.
Yeah. My first prediction is that on whatever social media site is popular on 2069, on January 1st, 2069, everybody's status update is going to say, have a nice year.
Okay. You think people will still think 69 is a really funny joke to make?
Oh,
by
yeah.
then?
It's a timeless classic.
So let's see. I mean,
nice is synonymous with 69,
and
right?
420.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will be on January 1st, 2069. I will be 87, I think.
I will not be saying how old I will be in 2069 because I don't need the internet to know how old I am.
Okay, well, you're similar age to me. So
Yeah.
you'll be a similar age
I will be a similar age.
in how many years is that from now? 2024?
45?
45 years?
45.
Yeah. That's a good while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how into
I mean, given the state of
69ing
this,
will be at that point.
yeah, given the state of this country, I don't know if we'll live to see it.
Yeah. I mean, on average, we won't,
Yeah,
but we might.
we might. People in my family have lived a pretty long time.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you have any predictions for what will happen besides people posting nice on January 1st,
That is as
2069?
much thought as I gave my predictions. It's your turn.
Okay. Computers will be real fast.
Okay.
We'll have
That's a pretty safe prediction.
Yeah, we'll have those like totally clear, super thin phones or whatever.
Do you think we'll have flying cars?
The thing is, we have flying cars. They're called airplanes.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, do you think we'll have like our own little personal airplanes? I kind of hope we don't, because that seems like going in the wrong direction.
It is going the wrong direction. We need less individual transportation.
Will we have mass transit? Will we have trains across the U.S.?
Oh, maybe we'll finally have something that China has built already.
Oh,
45 years earlier.
Yeah.
Right.
Side note, unrelated to this, but apparently like they like unearthed some old like trolley tracks that used to exist in Albany.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, recently.
A lot of cities used to have like trolleys that went around the city, and that we paved over them to make car stuff.
Yeah, it's really a bummer.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
More public transportation hopefully will be a thing in 2069.
Yeah.
Will the U.S.
We're thinking pretty small though.
What is the U.S. going to be like in 2069? Do you think it's just going to be? Do you think it will have collapsed? Do you think it's going to be super like? Well, it's already super fucking fascist.
I mean, it will either be a complete hellhole or else we will have like there will have been a revolution maybe, and we'll have a different situation.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. And hopefully not a Gilead type situation.
No, yeah, hopefully not. I would consider that more of the hellhole side.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That's the worst case scenario, right?
Well, or we might collapse like in Snow Crash, where there's like just big corporations ruling big sections of what used to be the U.S. and the U.S. government is like a small corporation that owns part of what used to be the U.S. basically, and stuff like that. Your pizza delivery driver will get killed if he doesn't deliver it in 30 minutes or whatever. Right? Wasn't that what it was in the beginning of Snow Crash? You know, it's hard to predict because, well, I mean, inherently it's always hard to predict the future, but like it could go so many different ways.
Hopefully in 2069, we'll be celebrating America being just like a revolution has happened. Everything's great. Everybody talks about sex, has lots of sex with whoever they want. Nobody judges you for it.
Yeah.
And you don't get forced to have babies.
That part would be good, at the very least.
Yeah.
Not that the other thing wouldn't be good. I don't know if I see
I'm just
American
thinking,
culture evolving that far by
I was just thinking sexual and reproductive freedom would be grand.
Yeah.
Bring it back to the 69.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I don't know. I feel like the one problem with the idea of let's do predictions for what will happen in 45 years is it could be literally anything, right? Or
but we could come back if we're still alive in 45 years.
And we're still making a podcast.
Well, you don't even still have to be making a podcast, but we could come back and listen to that one and be like, ooh.
Were we right?
Be like, oh, let's find out if our predictions are correct.
Is what we talk like.
I'm going to sound like an old witch in 45
like
years.
80 whatever now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what other ideas do you got? I've got one more that I think is my best one, so I've saved that one for last.
I have 69 is a sex move, if you didn't know. Somehow.
If you didn't know somehow, where have you been?
I guess if you're Svetlana.
If you're a child, stop listening. This episode is not for you.
Probably shouldn't be listening to this episode, but so this idea is we review different sex moves for the podcast.
Okay.
So like, what do we think about 69? Is it fun? Is it overrated?
I mean, I think it's appropriately rated, right? It's a classic.
It's a classic.
A good one.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's fun to do for a while, but it never really gets you that far.
It's a prelude.
Yeah, it's foreplay, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's just like a fun thing to do as part of a sex thing. Yeah. To me, it's not really the sex itself.
No, it's a good one to do though. Like I feel like when you don't have a lot of energy too, like because you can lay on your side and it's just like nice and relaxing, but also sexy.
Yeah, it's harder to do on the side. I feel like.
Yeah, probably for you it is.
Yeah, right. Right, because I'm not usually going after anything that's really sticking out. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean we've done that. It works.
Yeah,
it can be good. What are some other sex positions or sex moves?
I mean, doggy style's also a classic.
Classic, yeah. Doggy styles.
It's a good one.
I feel like doggy style is one where you have to you have to get everybody at the right height, right? Like you need a bed that's the right height, or I don't do a chair or whatever.
Something, yeah.
That like where
it's not a good standing up one. Like I feel like unless you happen to be like just like paired perfectly.
Both people have the exact right height where the parts line up while you're standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you mean like pressed up against a wall or something?
Yeah. I feel like that's like what you see.
That's like
in movies.
hot, but it's not. It doesn't work. It
seems
that well.
like it would be really hot, but it's actually like pretty awkward in practice.
Yeah. Also like in the shower.
Yeah.
Trying to do that.
Yeah. Sex in the shower, just in general,
kind of overrated.
Yeah, because like you're washing away a lot of the lubrication.
Right.
Things get like
and it's slippery on the ground. There's nothing to hold on to usually. Yeah, or not enough to.
Yeah.
And you could always like, I guess, like sit down in the tub or whatever, but then why are you even in the shower?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And unless you have a really big tub, that's still going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely one that's overrated.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the idea. If we want to talk more about it, we can come back to it, I guess. But basically like pick sex moves or sex positions or whatever and talk about pros and cons, which ones are good and which ones are not, whatever.
It does seem like when we're going to run out of things.
Yeah.
Unless we get really creative.
Well, and there's also all those like dumb fake internet ones like rusty trombone or whatever that nobody ever actually does.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that one's actually supposed to be, but
I don't either.
It's something gross, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also the thing is like any like super weird gross stuff we may not be able to, like we're not going to be like we can review it in theory.
Yeah, we can't review it from having done it.
Yeah,
first person or whatever.
Okay.
I have one more idea that I'm not super sure about, but might have a little more meat on the bones. But why don't we hear your other idea?
Okay, so my last idea, the one I was most excited about because this is our 69th episode, is Nice the Podcast.
Okay.
Where we just talk about things that are like, where you're like, yeah, that's nice. Not anything that's like, oh, that's amazing. Oh, I love that so much.
Just nice.
Oh, that's nice. Things that are nice. Like when you're waiting to cross the street and there's not a signal and there's lots of cars coming, but one car stops and like they wave you through. That's nice.
I actually a lot of times find that annoying, actually.
Oh, really?
Like, just go, and then I'll go when it's, I mean, if it's a situation where you wouldn't be able to go for a long time, sure, it's nice. But I feel like a lot of times they just stop if they just kept going, then you would have gotten to go basically the same time anyway, and everybody would have just...
I'm talking about when you're a pedestrian.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
You're a pedestrian, you're waiting to go. If they're the only car... If they just went past you, then you could walk after.
Oh,
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah. No, I'm talking about, I'm saying specifically when there's lots of cars coming and you're not going to get an opportunity for a while, like, and somebody stops and lets you go. Mm-hmm. Especially when like lots of cars have gone by and not let you go.
Right.
I don't know. What's something that you think is like, oh yeah, that's nice?
I guess like when you pass like a stranger on the street and like they smile at you.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, hey.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a pretty girl or like somebody who looks cool or like you both have the same like cool hair. So, you both have cool hair.
I mean, I kind of even like when it's like a nice old lady.
Even just random
something.
people, a lot of times it's nice, but yeah.
Or like when you're really struggling with your kid in public and somebody says like, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, sure.
That's nice.
Yeah. You're so patient.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, okay.
It's kind of a feel-good podcast. I thought it could be kind of a fun one to talk about just because, like, it's not sex-related, but it is 69 related.
Yeah, sure, totally.
And I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like we could use talking about some nice things right now. Apologies to Naive, Miles, and Ginger from last week.
From last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were quite wrong.
We sure wish we could go
not nice things.
back to when we were young and hopeful.
Oh, I don't even want to get into it.
We're not going to get into it.
No.
But see, this is why it would be nice to talk about nice things.
Uplifting kind of thing. Can I tell you a fun fact about the word nice, which is not exactly in the spirit of this, but I just think it's fun to bring it up?
Okay.
The word nice originally meant stupid or foolish.
Really?
Yep. It comes from Latin nescius, meaning scius is like knowledge, knowing things. Nescius, no, ignorant, basically, right? And in French, it meant like foolish or silly or senseless back in the 13th century. And it's an interesting thing how words evolve over time.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like nice nowadays can have a negative meaning again. It can kind of go back to a sort of negative meaning, right?
like when somebody's like, oh, nice. Real nice.
No, I mean, that's sarcastic. I mean more like, oh, what a nice guy, right? Like,
okay.
all he's got for him is basic politeness. All he's got going for him is basic politeness, and he thinks he's owed stuff.
The nice guy is a thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, if all you've got is nice, then it's not much, right? And also, like, you think of places like New York where people tend to be kind but not that nice, right? Where like they'll come up and be like, you fucking idiot, this is where you need to go. I mean, that's not true. Usually people are reasonably polite, but they're gruff and not like overly polite.
You've been complaining about being cold all night. Take my jacket.
Yeah, right. Like being kind is way better than being nice, right?
Right.
And so there can be a little bit of a negative meaning again to nice, I think. It's just kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Which I guess you can kind of see how it could maybe evolve, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, for our purposes, if we do expand on this idea, I think we should focus on the actual where it's like just things that make you feel nice.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that was nice.
Yeah. I don't know how different things would be, right? Like how many things you would get that weren't kind of just the same thing.
I mean, it's still talking about like simple little things that make you feel good.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to hear my last idea?
I want to hear your last stupid idea.
So my last idea, sex related, is to read and review slash fiction. Do you know what slash fiction is?
No.
Slash fiction refers to fan fiction where the slash is somebody slash somebody. So Kirk slash Spock is a fan fiction where
I do know what this is,
right?
Yeah.
Or Dean slash Castiel.
Right.
AKA Destiel.
We've talked about ideas like have revolved around talking about fan fiction before. And the problem I have with it is I don't really want to like make fun of somebody's thing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like a lot of it's just like, teenagers or something writing something silly, on the computer. But some of this slash fiction stuff, is pretty wild, and the people writing it must know that they're being weirdos when they're writing it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably okay.
Yeah.
Like if you're writing supernatural slash fiction where you've got Sam and Dean hooking up.
Oh.
Which there's a lot of.
Yeah.
Like Sam and Dean are brothers, if you don't know.
Yeah,
Supernatural.
I don't know if I want to read that either, though.
Yeah, I'm thinking more we would probably read some of these synopses.
Yeah.
Probably not the whole thing. Or even just, I'm looking at one and just reading the tags on it is kind of funny. So we've got Crowley / Dean Winchester, meaning that this story includes Crowley, the demon king, hooking up with Dean Winchester. We've got Castiel / Dean Winchester, meaning Castiel the angel, hooking up with Dean Winchester. We've got Gabriel the angel / Rowena McLeod, who is a witch and the mother of the demon king, Crowley, / Sam Winchester. So I guess they have a threesome in this. We've got Gabriel / Sam Winchester. So that's them hooking up, I guess. We've got a tag that says anal virgin Sam Winchester. We've got a tag that says anal fingering. We've got a tag Crowley just wants to be loved. We've got a tag magic bondage. We've got a tag non-consensual blood drinking.
Oh.
We've got a tag Castiel is a good friend. So it really kind of runs a weird gamut. We've got a tag sex pollen. I don't know what that means.
Sex pollen.
We've got a tag platonic cuddling. We've got a tag dildos. There's
a lot going on in this story.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much going on that I feel like it's okay to just kind of pick apart at it a little bit. I mean, I don't know who wrote this. It's written by somebody named Eliza D. So who knows who that is, right? Like, could be anybody. And I think that the story here is that Dean and Crowley hook up because because Crowley was torturing Sam, maybe sexually. And so Dean hooks up with him to get him to let Sam go. From the synopsis, seems to be the main plot. So it's pretty weird stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. Could be something to talk about. It is kind of
funny. I feel like it might ruin Supernatural a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I want those images in my head.
Right. Well, we definitely won't be like reading the stuff that happens, I don't think.
Yeah. Do you have an excerpt that you particularly want to read?
No, I don't.
That's good.
Like, I just found some of these like, okay, so Gabriel and Rowena and Sam are hooking up in this part, I guess. Right? Like, just like, okay, I guess that could happen.
Yeah.
It's just some of that stuff. So I feel like we could just, and this website has literally like 300,000 just Supernatural ones, but they also have stuff for any TV show you could name, probably any movie you could name. So it doesn't have to be Supernatural stuff. We could look up anything we want.
Wow.
And probably find something. One thing I did notice though is that sometimes people put tags of stuff that isn't actually in their thing, I guess just to try to get more people to read it. Because I found one that was like Sam/Dean or whatever, and I looked at it and it was like Sonic going across dimensions, doing stuff with furries or something. And I did a search for Dean and there was no Dean in it. So they just tagged it.
Because they know Supernatural porn
is a popular one, I guess.
Popular.
Yeah, so we might run into weird stuff like that. Anyway, I don't know. Do you want to give me a TV show or a movie or something?
I mean, not really, but I will.
I mean, we don't have to. We could go back to your nice idea or whatever.
Well, I do think we should probably pick an idea to talk about.
Yeah. Okay, let's pick an idea, and we can search for a movie or whatever if we want to.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, I really do just want to talk about nice things.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I'm leaning. But where are you leaning towards?
I mean, I see some meat on the bones of the weird fan fiction / fiction stuff.
Yeah.
But it's kind of rotten meat.
Yeah.
It's like questionable meat at best. Spam, maybe.
It's like, hey, how hungry are you?
It's like old spam. And there could be something fun there. But I think we're recording this kind of late, so I don't think we're gonna have a full we're probably gonna be a little bit of a shorter episode. So we probably don't want to go too deep into anything like that, I guess.
Yeah. We could put a pin in it for next week.
Oh yeah, come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We could. We don't have to.
Yeah, I feel about it next week.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could also like do a little searching around and maybe find something particularly fun to talk about.
Yeah.
But there's counts for how many of each thing there is on here. And it was like literally like Supernatural, 300,000
Did
something.
you read any of them?
No, I mean, not beyond like a paragraph or two. Yeah, no. Because I also don't really want to. I don't really want to put very much of that into my head either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I a little bit want to read about like Gabriel and Rowena and Sam, just because like, why those three particularly?
Yeah.
But some of the tags make me curious, but some of the other tags make me the opposite of curious.
Yeah.
So
anti-curious.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we just talk about some nice stuff and then do that for a little bit and then probably wrap up?
Yeah, let's talk about some nice stuff.
So obviously the title of the episode is episode 69. Nice.
Yes. This was my plan.
Yes, it's good.
Something that's nice. When Goosebump comes up on when we're watching TV and just settles in on my lap.
In with us like
just
a little lap cat.
Settles in on my lap.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure what the border between nice and maybe more than nice is, but like.
Well, it feels weird to say that's nice.
Well, like, so I think it was this morning or yesterday or sometime recently, I was watching Rory early in the morning and I was sitting on the floor with him and he was like walking around doing whatever. And I like kissed his cheek a bunch and was like, "Daddy kisses," and gave him a bunch of kisses on his cheek. And then he walked away and then came back and like stuck his cheek up to my face.
Aww.
And it was very cute and nice. And I don't know if but that might be more than nice. I don't know.
I mean, it's like nice +1, but it's still nice.
It's pretty much nice, I guess. Yeah. It was really cute.
Yeah. And any excuse to talk about cute things he does.
Yeah.
This morning I asked him, I said, can you give a kiss? And he came up and he does not know how to give a kiss, but it's very cute because he just comes up and opens his whole mouth and sticks it against your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was maybe more cute than nice, but I wanted to share it anyway.
I was at D&D or my gaming group the other night, and usually there's like a guitar just kind of sitting there because I guess Dave, whose house it is, plays guitar probably. And sometimes people pick it up and noodle around on it. But this time there was, in the seat that I usually sit in, there happened to be a ukulele there. And I sat down, I was like, oh, ukulele. And they were like, yes, it's at your seat and you'll now be expected to play it. And I was like, okay. And I picked it up and played it. And people were like, oh, you can play ukulele. Cool. I had no idea. That was kind of nice.
That's nice. Yeah. I thought like they knew you played ukulele. So
I mean, when would I talk about it?
Yeah, I guess not. I guess that's true.
And it's not something I knew how to do back when I knew them in college or anything. So
yeah. Like when somebody just knows that you've been going through a tough time and just like sends you a message out of the blue to like say like, hey, I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
When Rory goes to bed in less than an hour. It takes him less than an hour to fall asleep. That's nice.
That's pretty nice. Yeah. When I don't think we've talked about it on this podcast yet, maybe, but I started a new comic.
Yes.
Called Butt Goblin.
Yes.
It's about a little goblin with a big butt.
It's on Instagram. You should go follow it.
It's on Instagram and Facebook and Blue Sky. I'm doing Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Abandoning Twitter. It's a lot of people are coming over to Blue Sky. It's kind of cool, but
Instagram is where I follow it the most.
Yeah.
So,
and of course I have a website too, butt-goblin.com. And you can also sign up for my Substack newsletter. But anyway, when I make a new comic and I send it to you and you like laugh at it, like out loud.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. That's nice.
I never fake laugh at it out loud.
Yeah, no, I don't think you do. I'm just saying like sometimes you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you're like, oh, I didn't get it or whatever. Yeah. And that's also fine. It's good to get feedback. But just like when I send it and I hear you like giggle when you look at it or whatever.
Yeah.
That feels good.
Yeah. No, I was just saying like, I just wanted you to know that it was genuine. I'm not like fluffing your ego.
Good.
It's a funny comic and people should read it.
And it's only going to get weirder, guys. If you check it out.
It's already pretty weird.
I'm like 60 comics ahead of what's posted or something.
Yeah.
Right? So you're seeing stuff.
Okay. So
it's months out.
Right. Okay. So I know how weird it is already and not everybody does.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I got the inside track.
That's right.
Yeah. Inside jokes.
That can be nice.
Inside jokes can be nice.
Yeah.
Or when you just know somebody well enough that you can you don't really have to communicate so much with words.
Right.
Like sometimes I feel like you and I could just look at each other and be like, and I'm just like, I just like give you a look about something and you like give me the look back and I'm like, he gets it. That's nice.
Yeah. Or also nice is having when you have somebody that it's on your same wavelength and you've been together long enough that like you can make all the same little references to random stupid things and you both get it. And like we're always referencing that clickhole article of how to fuck good. Bring it back to sex.
Yeah. Maybe that should be our outro.
Is reading that?
Read that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
When there's something you're expecting to like have to do around the house or clean up and then you like unexpectedly find that your partner already took care of it.
Yeah.
Without you like asking. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else do you got?
When actually this morning, sort of on a similar note, this morning you had a doctor appointment to go to. And you asked me to get up with Rory so that you could sleep a little more before the appointment.
Because he kept me up all night.
Skipped you up all night as he often does. He usually does, probably.
Worse this week. He's teething, I think.
Yeah. And I got up and I was thinking like, man, she's got to go to this thing in like an hour and then she's going to be gone for like an hour. So I'm probably not even going to go back to sleep really. And it probably would have made more sense for her to just get up now and me to sleep a little longer. And then I'll get up when she goes. but I wasn't going to say anything because, you needed the sleep and it was whatever. And then when I got because I was sleeping in another room, and when I got there, you were like, actually, I'm going to get up and you can sleep for a little longer.
Yeah.
And it was really nice.
Yeah. Well, I did the same math.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm probably going to get to nap with Rory later.
Yeah.
And you're not, so.
Yeah. And I was going to be nice and let you do it anyway, but then you were nice and let me go back to sleep.
One of the one of the best things that I've ever heard one of the McElroys say, well, it was Justin, because Justin's he's nice.
Sure.
And there was one where it was from an old episode where they were talking about somebody was asking for advice on making your marriage work.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin said that I think about this all the time, that each partner should try to do 60%.
Right.
So you're always trying to do 10% more than the other person. And that way things feel balanced because you're always trying to do a little bit more for the other person.
Both people are trying to do that, then you end up in a good spot. Yeah, totally.
And I was like, that's nice.
Yeah, totally. All right. Well, should we call it there, or do you have more nice stuff on your mind?
I don't have anything else on my mind, but people should do nice stuff. That's my opinion.
Be nice, do nice, be kind.
Be kind.
Be kind and make other people feel nice.
Yeah, be kind and make people feel nice.
Yeah.
What I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. Should we wrap it up then?
Yeah. So you can find all the links to our social media and all the things on our website, coolpodcast.website. You can email us your ideas to ideas@coolpodcast.website. Please do send us your ideas since we want to give you a shout out and talk about how awesome or stupid your ideas are. We'll probably say they're awesome, even if they're stupid.
We'll say that you're awesome.
We'll say that you're
for
awesome.
giving us ideas, even if the
and
ideas are
we'll say
stupid.
there's no bad ideas.
Except for the ones that are bad.
Except for the ones that are bad. Yeah. I mean, not to bring it back to Trump, but proof that there are plenty of bad ideas.
Many very bad ideas, yes.
And you can follow us on Instagram and Threads @WhatShouldPod. We're also on YouTube.
What should our podcast be about?
What should our podcast be about? And that's it. That's all I got.
Welcome to What Should Our Outro Be About? The outro where we try to figure out what this outro that you're listening to right now should be about. I'm still here.
And I'm also still here.
First of all, we need a phrase.
Oh, a phrase, right.
Actually, if we're going to read 5 tips to how to fuck good, we could probably pull a phrase from that. Yeah. Did you want to should we trade off on reading it maybe?
Okay. I have it up here. Should we each take one at a time?
So the title is 5 tips to fuck good.
Okay. Here's how to fuck good. Tip number 1. Fuck loud. When the fucking is happening with you, it must be loud. While you are fucking your sexual lover, scream loud and smash many porcelain dolls. This will ensure that the fucking is never forgotten. In 100 years, you can say to your sexual lover, remember the fucking? And your sexual lover will say to you, yes, it was loud when it happened.
Tip number 2. Fuck so good that you win an award. One of the top ways to fuck great is to fuck so good that you win a prize or trophy for how good it is. Then, if someone asks if you fuck good, you can say, well, I won a prize for good fucking, so you tell me, idiot.
Tip 3. Light a ring of sexual fuck torches. Light a ring of sexual fuck torches around your mattress to encircle your fuck chamber with a sensual flame while you fuck like a master. Fuck torches are not expensive, and they make you fuck good, so just buy so many of them. Then while you are fucking, your sexual lover might say, I like your fuck torches, and you could say, thank you, they were not expensive.
Tip number 4. Sweat wine. What is the most sexual fuck juice? That is correct. It is wine, the juice of love. Thus, if you want to fuck good, you must sweat wine out of your pores. You and your sexual lover can lick the wine off of you, and it will be delicious, and you will both become sexual and mad. You can sweat out good wine or garbage wine. Who cares?
And finally, tip number 5, be damp. What is damp? Damp is the most sexual wetness. This is why when you fuck your sexual lover, you must be damp. Before you fuck, mist yourself in steam. This will make you not too wet and not too dry. Damp. Then, when you and your sexual lover are inside of each other, you can enjoy the sexual dampness and you can go insane with lust, no questions asked.
Oh, it's so
I like
good.
that the only tags for this article are fucking and lifestyle.
Yep, those are the tags. So I think our phrase could probably be like smash porcelain dolls or something like that.
Yeah.
Or do you have a phrase that you think I probably shouldn't have fuck in it, which is about 3/4 of the sentences in this.
Well, I was thinking it's not expensive. They're not expensive.
Thank you. They were not expensive.
Thank you. They were not expensive.
Okay, that's what you got to post. If you want to win this episode, you post in the comments, post thank you. They were not expensive. And if you're the first one, then you win.
And we reference that a lot. Anytime we say, oh, they're not expensive.
Such something was not expensive. Yeah.
And we say much like fuck torches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Now you can reference this article all the time.
Also, I have always brought this up on like first dates a lot of times because if somebody else likes this, then we're probably
then you're going to get along. Yeah.
And if not, then maybe we might still get along, but maybe not, you know?
Yeah. And when we were packing up to move all of our like sexy things, which makes it sound like it fills a whole box, but it didn't fill a whole box.
Right.
But
there was a box with stuff in it.
We did have some stuff that we were like, we need to remember that this is the inappropriate for anyone else to open box.
Right.
And we labeled it porcelain dolls.
Right. Fragile.
Fragile. Which is fun because we don't own any porcelain dolls.
Right.
I don't know if we seem like people that would own porcelain dolls, but we do not.
Yeah. So one of the best things on the internet.
Yeah.
5 Tips to Fuck Good by Clickhole.
It's like my second favorite Clickhole article.
Probably after the skeleton one.
Yeah.
Okay. Which
we'll read another time.
We have before, I think.
We read the whole thing?
Well, not the whole thing, but and that one's longer too.
Yeah.
But we've definitely talked about it on the podcast before. Anyway, I guess that's the end of the episode. So thank you for listening. We're sorry, and we won't do better next time.
Bye.
Bye. What was that podcast about? I'm trying to figure it out. Didn't catch what that was about.